What it do, Lit Tube? It is your boy, A-Rod James, the legit savage. Today we will be checking out 8 WWE wrestlers who shockingly beat Brock Lesnar clean. Clean. The video is by WrestleLamia. The link to the video will be down in the description for those who don't want to hear or look at me. Yeah, let's not wasting any more time and let's get to the video.
Protected superstars in WWE history. This means that WWE have been reserved in booking Lesnar to lose big matches, and if they decide to book him to lose, it's usually not a clean finish. However, there are wrestlers that have managed to defeat Lesnar without any hijinks whatsoever. Which wrestlers were they? Join us now as WrestleLamia looks at 8 WWE superstars who have defeated Brock Lesnar clean. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Number 8, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar is often criticized for being selfish in the ring. In fact,
That was the match that ruined Ricochet right there. That was the one that ruined him.
In 2020, Lesnar did everything he possibly could to present Drew as a next big star in WWE. And this all began at the Royal Rumble when Drew eliminated Lesnar in the match. The two would then meet in the main event of Night 2 of WrestleMania 36. Although the main event showdown was short, Lesnar put over Drew clean in order for him to win his first ever WWE Championship. Thanks to Drew's victory, he was now in a position to carry WWE programming over the next 12 months throughout the global pandemic.
Yes, sir.
Without Lesnar being defeated clean, it's possible that fans could have thought that McIntyre wasn't a good enough champion. Number 7, Seth Rollins. There were a total of 2 pay-per-view matches between Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins in 2019. The first was when the two met at WrestleMania 35, and this would be a match that Rollins
was
would
good.
win. And this would be classed as a clean win for Rollins, as he had to utilize a low blow to finally put Lesnar down. However, when the two once again met in the main event of SummerSlam, things were much different. The two embarked on a war which saw Rollins hit a total of 3 curb stomps to defeat Lesnar for the Universal title.
Yeah.
This time, it was a clean victory. The match received rave reviews from fans, praising both the match quality and Lesnar's selling ability, which made Rollins look like the biggest star in the entire company. Number 6, Chris Benoit. In 2003,
Chris who?
WWE
I don't know who that is.
their mission to make Chris Benoit a main event superstar. The WWE roster was
They don't
short on top babyface.
they don't like to
They
mention
thought
that
Benoit
name.
could easily transition into the main event scene. Benoit was popular and he was one of the best in-ring workers in the entire world, meaning you could have fantastic pay-per-view matches
Headbutts, man.
resonate with the ruthless aggression era audience at the time. This push for Benoit truly began to take form at the 2003 Survivor Series. The pay-per-view featured a Team Lesnar versus Team Angle traditional Survivor Series matchup, and Benoit would be a key part of Team Angle. Brock Lesnar was the reigning WWE champion at the time, and although his title wasn't up for grabs, Benoit made an incredible statement in the match. He would perform a crossface on Lesnar, making Lesnar tap out. Now nobody saw this coming, and it received an enormous pop from the live audience. With Benoit now having a major submission victory over the champion, WWE booked a feud between Lesnar and Benoit, which highlighted Benoit's babyface passion. And although Benoit came up short in the feud with Lesnar, he would go on to win the 2004 Royal Rumble, eventually winning the world title from Triple H in the main event of WrestleMania 20. Number 5, Triple H. One of Brock Lesnar's most infamous WrestleMania
Of course Triple H
matches
have.
was
I mean,
without
come
doubt
on.
his WrestleMania
It's the
20
game.
Triple H.
Lesnar
had broken the arms of both Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Their first match against each other would take place at the 2012 SummerSlam pay-per-view, and this would result in a victory for Lesnar via submission. The highly anticipated rematch between the two was then set for WrestleMania 29 in a no-holds-barred matchup. But going into the match, fans were expecting Lesnar to make a major statement at WrestleMania and pin the WWE legend. However, when WWE decided to announce that Triple H's career would be on the line in the match, fans knew that the outcome was a foregone conclusion. Triple H was never going to retire in 2013, and the stipulation just ruined the match outcome. However, Triple H received various weapons and even an assist from Shawn Michaels to win the match. But due to the match being no holds barred, this technically would be classed as a clean victory for Triple H, as it didn't cheat or go against the stipulation sanctions of the match itself. Number 4, Kurt Angle. One of the most acclaimed rivalries in WWE history was the feud between Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar. The two had a number of high-profile matches,
That was a pretty good
including
feud.
WrestleMania main event and also an Iron Man match on SmackDown in 2003. The two had tremendous chemistry, and every match they had against each other delivered something new and exciting. Their SummerSlam match in 2003 was no exception, as the two delivered a stellar match which is often forgotten about by fans. For their SummerSlam showdown, Angle would be a babyface while Lesnar would be the heel. This was a complete contrast to their WrestleMania main event encounter, and it made for spectacular viewing. The finish of the match came when Angle managed to make Lesnar tap out to the ankle lock for the huge submission victory. Following Angle's
And you
victory,
don't
he
see
officially
Lesnar
became
tap
the first
out
WWE
much.
superstar to make Lesnar tap out. Number 3, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar have had a number of pay-per-view matches, with some of them being acclaimed by fans, while some of them have a rather negative reputation. Their first one-on-one encounter took place at WrestleMania 31. This match received widespread praise as it was a highly entertaining main event and featured Seth Rollins cashing in his Money in the Bank
Yes,
contract.
sir.
The two would have several more pay-per-view encounters, including a main event match at WrestleMania 34, which fans labeled as one of the worst main events in WrestleMania history. Reigns wouldn't secure a clean victory over Lesnar until the SummerSlam pay-per-view in 2018. And although Lesnar was pinned 1-2-3 by Reigns, the finish of the match was rather controversial. As Lesnar had a chair in his hand as Reigns hit the spear, the chair probably landed on Lesnar's face. This meant that Lesnar had to physically remove the chair, which resulted in him raising his shoulder off the mat. Nevertheless, it was an official clean win for Reigns. In the years that followed, their rivalry would continue, and the two would face off once again at the Crown Jewel pay-per-view in 2021.
With the roles reversed this
Reigns would
time.
be victorious in the showdown, but due to Reigns' new heel persona, it wasn't a clean victory for the head of the table. Number 2, John Cena. When Brock Lesnar returned to WWE in 2012, he was a total contrast to the Lesnar that departed the WWE all the way back in 2004. This version of Lesnar was now one of the most legitimate fighters in the history of UFC, and he was finally back in the squared circle. Lesnar's first match back would be an Extreme Rules match against John Cena at the 2012 Extreme Rules pay-per-view.
I still say Lesnar should have won that. Lesnar should have won that. It was his first night back. He should have won it.
This isn't what happened, as Cena would hit an attitude adjustment on Lesnar on the steel steps before pinning Lesnar with a clean victory. And number 1, Goldberg. Former world
Super
champion
Cena.
Goldberg hasn't just defeated Brock Lesnar once, he's managed to do it twice. The first time he did it was at WrestleMania 20. The two met in an underwhelming encounter, which was infamous as both men were leaving WWE, and it would act as their final match of their respective contracts. When Goldberg returned to WWE television in 2016, he was set for a WrestleMania rematch with Lesnar at the Survivor Series pay-per-view. Shockingly, WWE booked Goldberg to outright squash Lesnar in just 1 minute 26 seconds.
Yeah.
Nobody
That
saw
was a
this coming,
shocker.
as fans expected Lesnar to obtain the victory, but when Lesnar was squashed, it became one of the most shocking moments in WWE history. According to reports at the time, it was Lesnar's idea to have Goldberg squash him. Lesnar believed that the squash would re-legitimize Goldberg, and there would
Interesting.
be a in yet another rematch between the two
See,
legends.
Brock Lesnar's a
was
nice
actually
guy.
as the two would meet at WrestleMania 33.
He just don't want to get on his bad side.
In a match that was well received by fans, I saw Lesnar finally get his win back over Goldberg. But there you have it, folks.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was 8 WWE wrestlers who shockingly beat Brock Lesnar clean. Clean. And there's a few that I believe that Lesnar should have won. Like that Cena match. That Cena match, Lesnar should have won that. He should have won that. No ifs, ands, or buts. Brock Lesnar should have won that. But anyway, that was today's video. Please like, comment, share, become a hitter today. And until next time, deuces.